beautiful
Hello, people.
Welcome to our Garden Witch talk here from our Casa Bruja in Ibiza.
In our beautiful little forest.
Today we want to talk with you about something that is really dear to our hearts and that we see as the guiding force behind all our work we do in the last years, all our retreats and workshops and circles. And it's a thing that can easily lead into spiritual bypassing nowadays, so I think it's really important to talk about it and to feel into it. And I'm sure it's a thing that many of you have heard a lot, especially in the spiritual circles. You don't need anybody to give you validation or approval or appreciation. You are good enough on your own. You don't need anybody to tell you you're worthy or loved, good the way you are, or enough. You don't need to hear these things. It's all within yourself. You have it all together. Just do your thing. You don't need anybody's approval. And while we think that there is some truth in it, we also think that some of it is complete bullshit. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, and what I really feel and what I think is in our nowadays society, we're just forced into competition with each other, and that everyone has to make it himself, and everyone is just responsible for his actions and whatever he's doing. And so people are just feeling really lonely with their topics that they have. And as we know in our talks and our circles that we have everywhere around the world, everyone in different shapes is just dealing with the same problems, with the same issues, with the same kind of fears,
with the same wounds also,
and with the same wounds. And people just don't have so many times someone to talk about, even though with their best friends it's just sometimes hard to open up or whatever. So I really think people are just don't have someone to talk to many times.
Yeah, and it makes them feel lonely, like in our society where individualism and being in competition with each other and all these things have become the kind of religion, the only way to go. People are forced into isolation and into loneliness many times. And let's not forget that many of us are not used to ask for help also. It's really, really difficult for some people because we were raised in the belief that we can do it ourselves, and maybe our parents were treating us from a very, very young age as very independent individuals that can achieve anything, that are strong, which is true.
But and also that in our society nowadays is like asking for help shows like a weakness. And I think this is one also of our major problems nowadays, that like asking for help like is considered to be oh, he's a weak person, or he doesn't know how to get his shit together himself.
It's true. Yeah, and what we really believe is we need each other. We are connected as the human community in this great web of life. That means we are all connected. We all influence each other. We all in a way depend on each other, and we all need each other. We are in this together. It's really, really what we believe. We are not made to get all our shit together all the time or sort it all out ourselves, and we don't need to. We can't do it all alone. We don't have to.
And we don't have to, exactly.
That's why we're together.
Absolutely. So what we really also learned in all the retreats that we did, and all the workshops and all the circles that we are had and having, is that healing is done together. So that we, in all circles we had, most of the people are sharing the same problems in different shapes, like the same wounds in different shapes, the same fears in different shapes. But we all have them in us. Like people have the fear of not belonging to something, have the fear of not being loved or
not being enough, not being
being
worthy.
exactly, not being
Like
worthy.
there is this deep wound of unworthiness, and that comes from, in many cases, from an upbringing of parents not being there enough. And we don't. Oh, there's the little cute cat with the very blue eyes. She's very shy, so we can't show her. But hopefully, in a few days, we can shift that
Yeah.
together. We will do it together.
Exactly.
Yeah, because many of us are just grew up in families where the parents were not there enough, or they didn't have enough time, or maybe one parent has left the family, and so there was a single mom or a single dad raising the children and being overwhelmed. Maybe there were siblings, and I'm sure many of your parents did the best, and the best they could, but sometimes this resulted in you not getting enough loved and you not getting enough approval or feeling worthy, also worthy not depending on all the things you were succeeding at or you were achieving at, but just the way you are. We didn't get, in many cases, the feeling that we are good enough the way we are, and if we just are really without achieving anything or doing anything. And you can see it, no? In nowadays crazy society with all the pressure and all the fast speed and higher, faster, more, and in all the depression and all the
But
psychological disease and problems that it results in. And because of all of this, and because many of us didn't get this enough, this love and approval, we need to give it to each other.
Yeah.
We need to tell each other, hey, you are great the way you are. I love you. I'm there for you. We can do it together. Let me offer you a helping hand. Let me help you.
I offer you an open ear. I'm listening to you.
Listen.
And I also, just with the speed of the time that we're having now, it will just create more problems. I don't know where it will lead to.
Yeah.
It will just create more loneliness, more more fears in ourselves.
More separation.
More separation.
Also.
This is the word I was looking for.
And
actually.
of course, now in Corona, these things are being really highlighted because we are not even allowed to physically meet. But even then, we can be there for each other. And even also in prayers and in thoughts is so precious. And your prayers and good thoughts really arrive at your friends' hearts if you really believe in it and just trust they will. And no matter which name you call your God or your universe or your form of prayer, if it's a silent prayer as well, although speaking out words loudly is very powerful, but that's maybe a topic for another time. Yeah, so what we really, really want to invite you to is really to be there for each other.
Stick together.
Talk with each other.
Offer your help.
Offer your arms, offer a hug. In the forms that it's allowed to just be there, and also practice saying I love you and speaking out the words loud, because also this we didn't get enough, and especially in some countries like Germany we are less used to saying these things out loud, and it can feel like, oh my god, what is this hippie saying to me, I love you. But see how what it does to you when you hear it and when you say it out loud, and how much it warms someone else's heart, even if this person maybe cannot show it right away because he's not used to it, but it does arrive and does really heal something. I really believe so.
And also show your vulnerability. I think it's really important. Like, make the first step, and I think you will be embraced and you will be held and will be welcomed with open arms. And if it's not the first person, it will be the second. Not everyone is also being able to take this vulnerability because they're also not perfect.
Or maybe at this time not ready for it.
Exactly.
But then it's more about them and their boundaries and their space they are currently in. And I also think it's a really fine line, of course, between not depending too much on outside approval and knowing your self-worth no matter what someone else says, because that is also true, no? Like, we might not always get the approval and attention we seek, and then we're still worthy and still perfect the way we are with our imperfections, and a divine gift of the universe. Never forget that the universe loved you so much that it brought you into existence. It's a miracle. It really is.
It is.
And healing is being done together, like Daniel said also. That's the beauty about circles and about group therapy, what we do so much. Because we love it, because it works. That's as simple as it gets. Because everybody brings their unique gift and their power and their special light into the circle, into the group process, and it goes really, really, really fast. So another day we will also talk with you about the power of the circle, what happens in talking circles. But for now, I think it's just important to acknowledge that each and every one of us is important. We cannot do it without you. And you. And you.
And you.
And you, little kitty. And so everybody brings their own, their own sparkle and their own shadows as well into the group. And so we can all help each other, because at the end of the day, we all stay students and teachers at all times.
So, many blessings from the Crystal Island.
Yes.
Have a wonderful day wherever you are. A wonderful night, a wonderful morning, and
so much love to
so
wherever
much
you
love
are.
wherever you are. And
Enjoy the new exciting times, the birthing of the Age of Aquarius,
also,
and lots of other things we will talk about hopefully soon,
exactly,
when we get more used to being
in front of a camera.
Bye bye.
Much love.